So on day 43, we stayed in Missoula, Montana and just took a day off the bike. We basically didn't do anything. We washed clothes, we hung out at the hotel. I think we ate at the same restaurant twice, and we ran around the hotel and took pictures of random things like this empty Tesla charging station. And of course, of each other.
Yeah, us in the elevator, us sitting in chairs, you in the hot tub.
Yeah, we just basically had a nice, relaxing day before jumping back on the bike on day 44 and heading to Bozeman, Montana. And this was the day when we decided to cut things a little bit short. We decided to stick to the highway so that we could get to Bozeman a little bit early so that we could go to the Museum of the Rockies.
And the highway is just as beautiful and lovely as some of the roads we rode in the backcountry. We had actually been to this beautiful museum before, remember?
Yes, we were staying at your parents' house in Idaho, and we drove up through Yellowstone and went to the museum.
Yeah. I found that this time there were more things to see, and wasn't there a big dinosaur here that wasn't here the last time we were there?
Yes, the Museum of the Rockies here actually has one of the best dinosaur exhibits, well, in the world. They have more T-Rex skulls and more Triceratops fossils than literally any place else in the world. And they have one of the few fully mounted T-Rexes. They call Montana's T-Rex that you can see here. And back then when we first visited, they had the very famous T-Rex skeleton known as Sue, but there's a story behind Sue. She was some subject of some dispute on who owned her, and so now she is no longer displayed in the museum.
If you are in this area, this museum is a must, especially if you are a dinosaur lover, and even if you just like them a little bit.
Then on day 45, I believe it was, we left Bozeman and we headed towards Greybull, Wyoming. And we were going to what would be Cathy's first KOA.
And it was a great experience. I loved it.
When we got there, we just hung out in a swimming pool a little bit and then really just had a nice, relaxing afternoon before getting up the next day, having a great breakfast at the place you're going to see right here. Cathy and I stopped for breakfast this morning at a little diner here called BT's Diner. Now, back in 2011, this place was called the Sugar Shack. So my buddy Wayne, I hope he's watching this video and remembers the Sugar Shack because we had a great time here. Wayne actually had a couple of people sitting on his bike out here testing it out right in front of this place. This brings back a lot of memories, and you can see on the walls here that the place is decorated with decades worth of banners and things from the high school. And my understanding is that back a few years ago that the high school was being basically torn down and a new one was being built, so they had all of this stuff that they were going to get rid of. So the owners of this place took it all in and gave it a place to continue to be displayed. Then after breakfast, we headed toward Gillette, Wyoming through the Bighorn National Forest.
I know that every time I say this, you say you said that before, but oh my God, this was like my favorite day. I have to say that I kept saying to you, hey, that's not real, right? That's a movie backdrop. That can't be real.
But no, everything we saw was real.
Absolutely.
Even these falls that you wouldn't get very close to.
I know, you know that thing I have with heights. It was beautiful from where I stood, though.
All right, I understand. And then as we were coming out of the Bighorn National Forest, we got to ride through those clouds, and we got to see the clouds coming over the mountain, and I thought that was really cool.
It was fantastic. We were actually in the clouds.
When we finally made it to Gillette, I think we had our first bad hotel experience of the whole trip. And, well, Cathy didn't want to take her socks off and put her feet on the carpet.
That's how you know if it's a good hotel or not, if you're willing to take your socks off.
Yes, this is where they filmed Close Encounters of the Third Kind. You are correct. However, it does look a lot bigger in the movie, doesn't it, than it does in real life?
Yes, but when you walk right up to it, it's huge.
Yeah, it's pretty cool there. This is my second time that I had visited Devil's Tower, but Cathy's first.
I'm so glad you took me. It was fantastic.
Yeah, we had a really good day there, just taking a little hike around the tower. Cathy didn't go the whole way, but I started walking around it, and I got to the halfway point, and then I figured, well, might as well keep going.
Yeah, but I didn't get all the way around, but did you notice that person climbing up the side? That was me.
Oh, that was?
Yeah,
oh, okay.
yeah.
Well, no wonder I couldn't find you for a while.
That's right.
The next stop we made on our way to Rapid City was to visit Spearfish Canyon, and this is the place that the last time I was in the area I did not get to ride, so I was looking forward to it. And it was beautiful, but I tell you, I was a little disappointed because there was just so much traffic. It was really bad.
But we did see that really cute couple in the sidecar.
Then after Spearfish, we stopped for lunch in Deadwood, which was a nice little town, to walk around in. There's lots of stores and things like that, and some great restaurants, casinos, and those kinds of things.
It was pretty hot, but in the parking lot, we got free parking from a fellow motorcyclist.
This is true. As we were coming in, the guy was leaving, and he gave us his parking ticket, so thank you.
Yeah, and we're still friends with him on Facebook now.
Finally, we arrived in Rapid City and had our second bad experience with the hotel. This time we had to change rooms because, well, it's a pet-friendly hotel. I'll just leave it at that.
It was horrible.
It was, but they bent over backwards to work things out with us. And unfortunately, Rapid City's the end of the line for Cathy on this trip. But that's a story we'll talk about next time.